students. So let's start with the explanation of the chapter Respiration in Organisms from the part that we left. So in the last class we were studying about the mechanism of breathing, right? We were also studying about what is respiration, what is aerobic respiration, what is anaerobic respiration. We had studied how do we breathe, right? So now let's continue from the part that we left. So this is activity 10.5. This activity you write in your copies, okay? This is important. Aim to show the mechanism of breathing, okay? That means here we will show the mechanism of breathing through an activity. Materials required, we need a Y-shaped glass or plastic tube, okay? We need a plastic tube or a glass tube which is in the shape of a Y, okay? If you don't have a Y-shaped tube, you have to make one Y-shaped tube, okay? So you can take 3 pipes and you can join them and you can make a Y-shaped plastic tube. Wide plastic bottle we need, that means a plastic bottle which has a wide mouth, okay? 2 deflated balloons, a thin rubber or plastic sheet, a large rubber band. 2 deflated balloons means balloons where air is not inserted, okay? A thin rubber or a plastic sheet we need, okay? A thin sheet of rubber or plastic and a large rubber band. Now procedure, take a white plastic bottle, remove the bottom. Okay, so what you do, not the mouth of the bottom of the bottle you need to cut. Okay, so you cut the bottom of the bottle. You can take a plastic bottle instead of a glass bottle because otherwise you have to break the glass from the bottom. Okay, and if you break the glass you may get injured. So better if you take a plastic bottle, you can easily cut out the plastic from the bottom. Get a Y-shaped glass or a plastic tube. Okay, so you take a Y-shaped glass tube or a plastic tube, make a hole in the lid so that the tube may pass through it. Okay, so you need to make a hole in the lid of the bottle so that the tube can easily pass through the bottle. To the forked end of the tube, fix 2 deflated balloons. Okay, so you need to fix 2 deflated balloons in the head of the Y. Okay, so Y, you know how the shape of the Y is. I'll show you the diagram. So on the head portion of the Y, you have 2 ends, isn't it? So in those ends, you need to fix the deflated balloons. Introduce the tube into the bottle. Now cap the bottle, seal it to make it airtight. Okay, so you cover the bottle with the lid, okay, and you make it airtight. Okay. To the open base of the bottle. So remember we had cut out the bottom of the bottle. So there you need to tie a thin rubber or plastic sheet using a rubber band. So you fix a plastic sheet or the rubber sheet, whatever you have, using a rubber band. Now observation, to understand the expansion of lungs, we need to pull the rubber sheet from the base downwards and watch the balloons. Okay. So now rubber sheet, why did we use? So that we can pull it down and also you can push it up. Okay, so if you pull it down as well as push it up, you will find that the balloons will behave in a different way. Okay, so once you pull the rubber sheet down, what will happen? The space in the bottle will increase. Okay, the space in the bottle will increase. So once the space in the bottle increases, the air will come inside the bottle through the Y-shaped tube. Okay, through the the tube, the air will come inside and the balloons will get inflated. Okay, but when you push the sheet up, what is going to happen? The space in the bottle will decrease, okay, and air will automatically go out of the balloon, okay, and the balloons will get deflated. The balloons in the model represent the lungs. Yes or no? The balloons represent the 2 lungs that we have, and the rubber sheet represents the diaphragm. Remember, floor of the chest cavity. So when the diaphragm goes down, what happens? The space in the chest cavity increases. So when the space in the chest cavity increases, air comes in through the Y-shaped, air comes in through the windpipe into the lungs. Okay, and when the diaphragm moves up, the space in the chest cavity decreases and air goes out of the lungs. Okay. Yes, so this is the activity. So this is the plastic bottle you can take. Can you see the Y-shaped tube? Okay, you introduce it in the bottle and the tail has to be in the upward direction and the head has to be like this. So this is the rubber sheet. So once you pull down the rubber sheet, the space in the bottle will increase. When the space in the bottle is going to increase, air is going to come inside the bottle and the balloons will inflate. But when you push up the rubber sheet, the space in the bottle decreases. So when the space decreases, automatically a pressure is exerted and air will come out of the balloons and the balloons will get deflated. Okay, am I clear? So this activity represents whatever is going on inside of our body. Okay, so these are the lungs, this is the diaphragm, okay, and this is your chest cavity. Okay, so when the diaphragm moves down, the space in the chest cavity increases, air rushes in through the windpipe, through the trachea into the lungs. When the diaphragm moves up, the air in the space cavity decreases and air goes out of the lungs through the windpipe, through the diaphragm and out of our body. Yes or no? So the same thing has been shown in the form of the activity. Am I clear? So this is very, very important. So you draw the diagram as well as you write the experiment in your copies. Okay, so let's move on. So we will observe that when we pull the rubber sheet from the base downwards, the balloons expand. Yes or no? So when you pull it down, the balloons will expand. And when you push the rubber sheet upwards, the balloons contract. Yes? Thus, when we inhale, our chest cavity expands and the lungs inflate. Yes or no? So when you take in air inside your body, what happens? The chest cavity expands and the lungs will inflate. And when we exhale, okay, when we give out air from our body, our chest cavity contracts and the lungs deflate. Okay, so this, what is the conclusion? This activity proves the mechanism of breathing in humans. Okay, am I clear? So you go through the activity properly again, write it in your copies and definitely it will be clear to you. Okay, so we'll continue with the explanation in the